And I met Kim, and I was like, oh, now I'm really scared. And as I told Kim, that isn't because she's so scary, but because I was like, she's the real deal. And I can't be faking it in front of her. Like, she is on to people, and she's perceptive, and she knows what it's really about. And I quickly was like, this is the person I need to pay attention to, because, and I know I'm supposed to be roasting you, and I'm not doing a good job of that, but yeah, she is scary. Thank you. I was really pretty intimidated.
She said intimidated.
Exactly.
Maybe it's the beginning of the roast.
Yeah. Kind of rough. And then I quickly realized two things about Kim. Number one, like I said, she's the real deal. She is not going to suffer, pretend whatever, fake whatever. Like, tell it like it is and make it matter. Make it mean something. Show that you care about the people we're serving, because that is what drives this woman, and that is the bar that we all need to rise to. And she set that bar right away, and I really saw that and felt that, and I really deeply appreciated that. And then part two, what I realized is like that rough exterior, that slightly like, you know, a few F-bombs here and a few
Not Kim.
innocent Kim. What that also hides is like maybe the biggest heart in the entire department, and we are a department of people filled with big hearts. Like, this woman has so much love in her heart for humanity and for the people we serve, and that gruffness is protecting that giant heart that cares so deeply. And I love that about you, and I love that you brought us all to that bar and set that expectation for. I'll tell you how much you're going to be missed. You have just been amazing in the work you do, but mostly in the way you set that tone. And be real, care deeply. That's what matters.
And don't put up with any bullshit.
And don't put up with any bullshit, people.
We wanted to get done. We always compromise. So it's not really a roast. I was the guinea pig. I was the
Go-between.
the gopher that had to go talk to you and make everything okay. So I appreciate you, and I'm so glad that you're retiring. For you.
For 23 years, a long time for me to have any kind of relationship. They usually go 2 or 3 years and they're done. But anyways, the thing with Kim is we always kind of got along because I think we're both the same kind of asshole, you know, and I mean that in a loving way, in a heartfelt way. And we've gone through a lot of kind of journeys together through various clients. So I've always appreciated that about you. I told you several times this week how much I love you and adore you. So I got to tell you, today I came in from being out on the road, and Kim brought me to my desk, and on my desk was this beautiful wooden case that she brought me. And I play bocce ball. I'm not very good, but I play bocce ball. So she gave me a set of stainless steel French bocce balls.
Wow.
It so touches my heart. I mean, you gotta understand that part. But the thing is, what I realized, Kim, is that every time I touch my new balls, I'm just thinking, yeah. I appreciate that. So I love you and I adore you.
Out there, it's probably the one human I've seen the most in the last 5 years.
Only 5?
Well, I mean, since I moved to New York. But since I started with the county, Kim has always been a mentor, and other managers weren't around. I always found myself going to Kim saying, here's the deal, here's the situation, what do you think I should do? And so about 3 months ago, Kim tells me she wants a roast. And I just got done watching the Tom Brady roast. And Dr. Romer, you can't film this.
I'm not filming you, guys.
So, Kim, my first memory of working with you here at Behavioral Health resulted in being stranded in the parking lot during a snowstorm in February with a client who had just gotten out of the hospital wearing nothing but blue hospital socks. And nobody,
Well, wait,
including
wait.
yourself,
Wait, she had clothes on though.
she had clothes on. She had no other shoes. And nobody, including yourself, was in the building or anywhere else to be found.
Snow day.
Now I call that great hospital discharge. Kim, you talk to your family so many times a day. I had to call my mom last night just to ask permission to come here and roast you. Where's the duck? Somebody needs to call the phone. I can't tell you how many times I hear the duck.
Do me a favor, stop
Kim,
it and restart it.
And now you die of black.
Then I can send it, yeah.
Just like you used to be lighthearted, and now, well, you're retiring.
Black heart now.
Kim, you work 980s. I didn't realize that meant you spent at least 4 hours a week getting your hair did and putting on your makeup in the car in the parking lot while everybody else is driving by. Kim, you've told your story about having breast reduction surgery so many times. The thing I'm looking forward to the most about your retirement is not having to think about your boobs anymore. Maybe the best thing about your retiring is now you'll have way more time during the day to ride in Charlie's Red Rocket.
Name of the car!
My granddaughter's like, oh my God.
Kim, you saw Dr. Long naked in a limo, but for some reason, whenever you tell that story, the only thing you remember is how he lost his wedding ring. Kim, you've been with the county for so long, you've been sued by the same client twice.
Don Lamborghini.
I take those Halloween pictures right outside my door home with you. If I have to look at you dressed up as the demon from the band Kiss for the rest of my life, you may become part of my delusional system. Your tongue is way longer than Gene Simmons. Kim, it's a good thing you're retiring. If you fuck with one more person's prophecy, they may end up doing worse than calling you a bitch.
So we overlap for 10 and a half years. Is that one way that we're quite similar, we both really advocate for patients. There are a lot of situations where there are competing demands, often financial demands. And I think, especially in my first 5 years here, there were a few meetings where it was kind of knocked down, dragged out, like I'm being taken to the mat and I'm taking the people and talking to the mat practically. And then there's just dear Kim who pipes in that yeah, I mean, Dr. Romer's right. We have to figure this out. We can't just let this go. And so you were always there and had the courage. I mean, I was definitely in the breeze, but you came along and you joined me in the breeze. So I really appreciate that a lot. I think there's other people who help in that way a little bit, but I'm in the breeze. I hope I find Catherine see this because hopefully I'm getting mellower with age too. But I'm going to miss knowing that Kim is there to help back me up for a good quality patient care. And just, I mean, we've been in the morning meeting for 10.5 years.
Yeah.
It's like a radio show or something. And Kim's energy and sense of humor and satire and occasionally sarcasm that's usually fun and playful. So I will miss that a lot. Yay!
And as I said in my
Work, but who you are and your personality, what you brought to behavioral health will not be replaced. It just won't be replaced. And I admire you have grit. You have stuck through more than what most people would have stuck through. And you brought humor, and you brought dedication, and a real sense of professionalism. And not only have you advocated for clients, but you've advocated for yourself. And that is admiring to watch and to hear about. So I'm not going to roast you, but I love you. I'm going to miss you. That's for sure.
There's one incident where if I'm doing tree work for people, I want both the homeowners to be happy with the work. They had a cherry tree. There was a lot of sap, it provided a lot of ants. Charlie was attached to the tree. Kim wasn't. I needed them both.
He loves trees.
He loves trees, which is cool. I do too. Anyway, they needed to both be on board, so I didn't cut it down. I didn't cut down the tree. I needed Charlie and Kim to be on board. Anyway, there was other work to do. Part of what I do, I'm up in the tree pretty high. I need someone on the ground, someone to be in contact with. After I screwed her over, that wasn't an option. I'm up in a black oak, 80 feet, and she's listening to country music, blasting it, vacuuming. So the point is, this isn't a roast, but I learned after that, you don't fuck with Kim.
Upon Arrival, which is a vodka cocktail. I think Kim's drinking one right now.
Kind of a weak one. It's like mostly water.
So after the whole day of drinking many Bay Breezes, we played
Just
Taboo.
her.
That's a part of the story they will learn. So after lots of Bay Breezes, we played Taboo, which I don't know if you know, is a board game, card game. It's like catchphrase. It's super easy. But we played a game that was boys against girls. So it was Kim and I on a team against Corey and Ryan, actually. And Kim maybe had one too many Bay Breezes. And I don't think we won 1 point the whole game.
No, we did. We just lost.
We did lose miserably. And after the game, Kim turns to me and goes, out of all the years I've been playing Taboo, I've never lost on a team with another woman. So,
Right, Katie?
so I mean, you can imagine I'm 20 years old. I'm meeting my new boyfriend's family for the first time ever, and his mom thinks I'm stupid. That's great. So, of course, we got to know each other much better, and we're very good friends, and we love each other so much. But we've also played a lot of games of Taboo over those 9 years. Like the only game we ever play at holidays, birthdays, vacations, several rounds every time, and I have never missed one opportunity to kick Kim's ass at Taboo to prove how smart I am. So I'm very much looking forward to continuing to kick your ass at Taboo while you're retired.
All right.
You should know what it's like to be your kid. She taught me how to cuss like a sailor.
Damn fucking right.
That's fucking right. That's fucking right. She taught me how to take no one's shit. She taught me how to be strong. And she never told me, but she showed me by an example to respect strong women. And so that's taught me how to raise my own daughters to be strong like her. And yeah.
That last night, the day before her retirement, she started telling me all the travels that we want to do. We were talking about, well, let's start with a concert and getting away and doing stuff. And we were going back and forth where I want to go and what I want to do. Well, I lost. Just I didn't even get a word in to say that we're going to see Dan and Shay. Not, would you like to go to Dan and Shay? We're going to Dan and Shay. I'm not sure I even like Dan and Shay. The last concert we went to,
We went to Teddy Swims, and he's like, "Who the fuck is Teddy Swims?"
he was,
And I'm like,
I knew one of his songs. He's amazing. And I
so we
had a
went
good
down
time.
there, and he's like, "Oh, hey, this guy is really good."
Yeah. Well, now we're gonna go see Dan and Shay, and I didn't even get a word in edgewise. I just said I'll be there. So don't have a lot of bad things to say, but
You talk about all the plants in my head.
oh yes. Yeah, well, you know, one thing that was really good that I'll miss also is that when she came home from work, like a lot of husband and wives do, and what'd you do? She always told me about the clients, and
Not using their names.
yeah, you know what? To me, the weirdest thing is she would treat me like I'm just somebody else and saying, this shit I can't be telling you, so I'm not going to tell you. I said, and I go, whoa, wait a minute,
I'm like,
it's a
no, I
client.
can't tell you.
I go, I don't need their names, and she had these rules with me like I was just Joe Blow off the street. I just go, and I cannot believe that I don't even know who these people are. Anyway, but she always told me these wonderful stories that she incorporated into her, you know, her, not just her job, but with her life. And she would just talk about it. So I bought her a card today that I thought represented a lot of what you talked about, where the garden was growing out of her head. And I said that kind of represents all these stories of all these people that you've had their lives in your head, and then the person had a shovel ready to dig the next garden. And I thought that represented the next chapter in our lives.
Sweet.
We worked together for 27 years, and we have been through a lot together. You know, we've talked about our kids and our husbands and our grandkids, and we've raised them, and they're all grown now. And it's just been a really huge part of my history of behavior.
And you know, for a couple of years there, I had a variety of names over the years, but I used to work for the district attorney's office, and so Kim and I know each other from historical friendships, but we also then worked kind of for the county, and so we also worked together. So again, I can't roast this woman because we've been through a shit ton together, and some of it was personal, and this is a strong woman, and she would call me on the stuff I didn't want to be called on. It was very painful, but so helpful. And then in work, actually she'd do the same damn thing. And so this is a strong woman who I love and appreciate, and I'm so excited for your next chapter, and I'm going to be part of it.
Mexico!
Mexico!
Here we go!
Ken for 16 years. I probably didn't meet you for a while because I was really intimidated. I work for Turning Point. Really intimidated by Kim, who did the hospital discharges. And you don't talk with Kim. And you certainly do not talk to any of the hospitals about any of your clients. So I had to learn that lesson. I don't think I ever made a mistake. I might have. But many people that were under me made mistakes that I had to deal with. But I remember, like, I want to get to know Kim. I want to have a relationship with Kim because I need to be friends with this woman because I want to be able to talk to her and I want to get information about my clients. So I worked hard, and I would just run over to her office like whenever I could to sit and talk with you. And I have my little story is when I got into a leadership position, I started going to the interagency meetings. How I knew that I loved Kim was we were in a meeting and I was new into like a management position, and I was nervous. I didn't know what I was doing. About somebody that was in North San Juan. I don't know if you even remember this. But she said she called mother truckers motherfuckers. And I was like, what did you just say? She's all motherfuckers. And I was like, I love even know what life is going to be like without you at work. I really appreciate you, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
For a couple of years over to Western Sierra with the substance use program, which Kim was intricate, and Fred helped, keep me motivated and taught me things. And then I came back to public health, and part of the reason I came back to public health was because of Kim and because of the Christmas thing that we do where we trade gifts at Christmas. So you go in and get cans of food for Christmas. So, but I don't have any specific really stories except I can wander over to Kim's office and do like a whole blurb dump on her and go, oh my God, I feel great. Oh God, I'm glad I got that off of my chest. And occasionally she comes and does the same thing, but I only have a cubicle, so you have to be really careful. But I'm really going to miss you, and you're going to have a great next page.
I'll be quick. I'm just happy that my mom worked with a lot of people who cared about her. And it's nice to see everybody come up here and take time out of their day for my mom. And it's nice to see that people love you at work. And we all feel the same way about you. I'm proud of you.
All right, well, there's Jeff.
Oh boy.
Jeff is my work husband.
It's true. Kids are here, you realize that.
Like, Jeff, I've got to find you a woman. Sorry. Shouldn't have said that. He's really a great guy, but sometimes he gets like cranky pants in the morning. And I'll go, Jeff, you got cranky pants. He's like, him. And he gives me this look like, I'm like, okay, I'm backing out. I love Taylor Swift. And I don't know if I should get a little rusty, but I think, the whole security thing, you gotta watch out, dude. You don't put yourself in between like a drug meth head, to protect anybody. You just kind of let the guard do that shit. But appreciate your effort.
I was trying to give him a parking ticket.
Well, you can take the cop out of the social worker, or you can take the social worker out of the cop, but you can't take the cop out of the social worker.
She has the most fucking soothing voice. I'm like, every time I listen to her in the meetings, I'm imagining if I was her client, I would be like, oh, yeah, whatever you want. She's awesome. She gives a shit about the clients many times much more than I did. I can say that now. Catherine. Really awesome. Yeah, she's like the program manager of drug and alcohol forensic. All that shit. I love that gal. We'll have to go for drinks, but I have to tell you, I'm fucking sick of calling Napa State Hospital and seeing where who is on the list. I'm like, really? She texted me or sent me an email yesterday. I'm like, do I really have to call them again?
One last time.
One last time, yes. Yeah. And so then we have 3 boys. But you never know what deviousness is. And she's going to get a lot of Gavin Newsom shit coming down on her. So everybody needs to support her, and because it's going to get pretty ugly. Those of you that know me, I can't do shit like on graphs on the computer. I'm like, I don't know how to do that shit. Years and years she's been doing this. I go to her and I go, I need the letterhead, I need it to say this, and she's like, okay, no problem. She gives it to me. Whereas other people in the past have kind of shamed me for not being able to do that. But I'm like, dude, I got skills. I'm a therapist, but I don't have those skills.
Come on, Mom.
And my yellow labs were constantly going over to her house and going through the garbage. Yeah.
We have bears.
Yeah. Well, so one day they came back with like paintball things on them. I'm like, I know it was not you. Yeah, but Heather, she's been really great. You know, my only thing is sometimes you like try to go around the thing and try and get in with the conservator's office and say, we need this person on conservatorship. I'm like, Heather, that is not the process. Not the process.
Don't say it over.
You know, if you needed a psychiatrist, you would want Dr. Romer, because Dr. Romer gives a shit. He really gives a shit about his clients, and I better be careful here. But you don't see that, like, I work with a lot of different hospitals and a lot of different psychiatrists at those hospitals. And he really cares about his clients, and you don't see that everywhere. You know, you see other motivation like making a bunch of money, you know, getting them out as soon as possible or keeping them in too long, and he cares. And he really helps people. You know, he changes their life. And so I've really enjoyed working with you, Dr. And he also does a sailboat thing.
You have to come sailing.
Yeah.
You and Jordan would have been certainly.
So, you know, I'd like to be reading these crisis notes, and one time the crisis worker told me, I go, did you call Curtis? And they're like, well, yeah, we called him, but he was up snowboarding with his kids. But, you know, Curtis and I are the survivors of the shooting, and Curtis has a great heart, and he's a really good guy. And I need to find him a woman too, in case we already got one. But two. Oh, you can have two. You want two? Yeah, but Curtis has a wonderful heart, and you know, sometimes he wants to put his work on me, but.
Do you know how many times I've heard you say, fucking Curtis?